Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the number one faith-based motivational inspirational broadcast platform in the country, GMAP broadcast network located at gmap1.com. We are honored, privileged, and blessed. We're grateful to be able to continuously present to some and introduce to others one of our fantabulous featured authors here on the GMAP broadcast network. GMAP1.com. You know, that's a word. That's a word for you right there.
Yeah.
Fantabulous.
Right.
With no further ado, we're grateful that Lynn Slaughter, one of our featured authors, is here. Lynn, do me a favor. Introduce yourself once again. Tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from, if you don't mind sharing that with us, okay?
Oh, not at all. First off, let me just say how blessed I feel to be on the program again today and to be with you, Kevin. This is a great honor for me. I originally grew up in New York and Connecticut and lived and worked all over the country because I was a dancer for many years and a dance educator, and ended up in Louisville originally to join the faculty of a performing arts high school. I was chair of the dance department. So that tells you, obviously, that dance is really my first career, and my second career is writing. And when age and injury led to my retirement from dance, I think I was really grieving. Uh, I had sort of lost this identity that I'd had for a very long time as a dancer and a whole lifestyle as a dancer. So it was time to invent a new dream. And I got this idea for a story about a young dancer with a number of romantic and family problems. And that book, which really started out as a therapy project, eventually morphed into my first novel, While I Danced, which is the one I'm going to talk about today. And then I discovered I really liked writing fiction and went back to school and earned my MFA in writing popular fiction from Seton Hill in my 60s. So it's never too late. And While I Danced actually came out when I was 65. So felt very, very grateful to have this whole second career. I'm also a wife and a mom and a grandmother, and those are very important roles in my life. So that's a little bit about me.
That is outstanding, and I am so grateful, Lynn, that just so openly you have never, and it's rare. You have never turned away. You have never doubted. You have never, uh, put up a roadblock in the
Mm-hmm.
way of me reaching out to you, saying, Lynn, I wanna continuously be a part of your journey.
Oh,
I want to
thank you.
help you. I want to help do what I can by assisting you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Lynn has elevated to being one of our programmers here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. She's going to be here in the weeks ahead, so you are more than welcome to tune in each and every week here on the GMAP Broadcast Network until further notice. She openly accepted that invitation, not even knowing what she was getting into. So,
Yeah,
but
it's risk taking behavior.
yeah, well, you know what? It creates a sense. It creates a sense of challenge, but
Right,
you
right.
embrace challenge. It did not intimidate you to think about it. You openly said, "Hey, Kevin, what do you need from me?" And let's
Right.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn is being aired on not one, not two, but three different radio stations. And I just can't speak volume enough to tell you she's also being aired on our weekly Comcast cable program that goes into over 1 million homes as well. Not only that, Lynn is also being featured here on the GMAP Broadcast Network, We're placing our conversations on our YouTube channel as well as pushing it over to Facebook, Alignable, Twitter, and whatever else we can think of to make sure that if you know nothing else, you're gonna know about Lynn Slaughter and the publications that she has released for people around the world. You make your own choice. Is it worth your time? I'm gonna say yes. Is it worth the effort? I'm gonna say yes. To show your love, care, concern, and support for one of our fantabulous, I got to use that word more often, fantabulous featured authors on the GMAP Broadcast Network, While I Danced. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, okay, great. Well, the book is about, as I said, a young ballet dancer. She is aspiring to become a professional ballet dancer. Her name is Cass. And as the novel opens, she's very nervous. She has this big audition that's about to happen for a summer dance program. And the whole nerve-wracking experience reminds her of how much she wishes her mom hadn't died so young and was with her to offer some support. Her dad is not very supportive of her dancing. And also, he kind of shuts her down every time she wants to know about her mom and asks him tell me about my mom. What was she like? I want to feel like I know her and where I come from. She almost feels like her life is a puzzle with a giant piece that's missing. At any rate, dance has really become her safe place, her place where she doesn't have to think about why her dad refuses to talk about her mom, and she doesn't have to think about why her best friend and her boyfriend are acting very weird. Then, as she's moving closer to her dream of a career in ballet, she discovers that her friends have been keeping a pretty big secret from her. And following that, in the midst of a very intense summer dance workshop and the beginnings of a new romance, she makes an even more startling discovery, a betrayal that absolutely leaves her reeling and questioning whether she even wants to continue dancing. She really has to figure out a way to heal and to forgive and to find her own pathway to continue to dance. So that's a little bit about what the book is about.
Stay close, don't move. I'll be right back right after this with our featured author, Lynn Slaughter, here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. Take a look at this. I just kind of love that. And of course, I have to share it with all of our viewers and listeners around the world. And
Yes.
it's something that keeps you out in the open. And of course, we can go over Alicia's song. We can go over It Should Have Been You. We can finish up with While I Danced. And you know, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful, and I always will be grateful for your acceptance. You accepted the invitation to be a part of our broadcast network family from day one. You accepted the invitation to be here with us today, as well as other times that we've set up. And you've also accepted the invitation, allowing us to be a part of the journey that you're on. And Lynn, you know what? It's emotional for me to openly say thank you. You have never doubted. You didn't cringe. You know, if I say, you know, hey Lynn, I need $100 for this. You said, where do I send it? I mean, it's things like that I mean, it's not like it's not like I want everyone to be like Lynn, but it's so pleasurable to know that I have someone like yourself that I really can call my friend, because this is not just something that I'm doing for a living or to make money. It's something that I'm doing to maintain an honest rapport with great people like you, and I thank you for that wholeheartedly. Now, of course, I know that there's going to be some viewers and listeners around the world in that is they're going to want to show their support. They're going to want to reach out. They're going to want to learn a little more about the publications that you have available. And I
Yes.
know this one is available for people around the world. This is one of the first publications that you wrote. Am I correct?
Yes. The first fiction one
The
that I
first.
wrote.
Okay.
I have a nonfiction book published and quite a few articles. I used to write for regional parenting magazines about the challenges of parenting adolescents and challenges of being an adolescent. So, but in terms of fiction, this was my first novel
Oh,
while I danced.
and it is available around the world. So you want to break that down and tell us where it's available and how people can purchase and or show their support for you.
Yes, it's available both from Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And of course, I think the buy links are also on my website, which is www.lynnslaughter.com. And I have more information on the website about the books. And I love to hear from readers. So you can contact me through my website or through my email, which is lynnslaughter03@gmail.com. So love to hear from people.
Well, you know what? I know, Lynn, that some people was trying to grasp that email address, and their eyeliner broke, their their pencil lead broke, their
Right.
crayon broke,
Yes.
their ink pen ran out of ink.
Uh-huh.
There were, so repeat that for those that are moving just a tad bit slower than others, how they could reach you via your email address.
Yes, it is Lynn Slaughter 03 at gmail.com. So that's my address, and it's got no spaces in it, just all run together. Lynn Slaughter 03 at gmail.com.
Now, you guys know that Lynn Slaughter's my cousin, right?
Yeah, I bet. Right?
She's my cousin now.
I have a lot of relatives.
No, it's just I just think it's crazy because I'm gonna tell you something, Lynn. I went to school in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Wow.
My first semester of of college, I was redshirted to play football.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Dakota Wesleyan University in Mitchell, South Dakota. This is going to be kind of crazy sounding, but I had a roommate. And my roommate's name was Michael Slaughter.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So we might be related. There are a lot of Slaughters around, So you remember Enos Slaughter, the great baseball player?
Yep.
So,
Wow.
so we have lots and lots of Slaughters. So we might be related.
And people used to think we were brothers because his last name, back over there in Mitchell, South Dakota, they really didn't pay attention all that much except to you. They didn't care about your name. All they wanted to do was make sure they keep their eye on you.
Right.
So my name is Kevin Straughter.
Right.
My roommate's name was Michael Slaughter.
Right.
So they didn't really put it all together. Seeing that there was a T in the place of the L.
Right.
So if you put a T in the place of the L, your name would be Lynn Straughter. Okay, now,
Okay.
but it's just so funny. It's just so funny. But I laugh at myself when I say that. It is so amazing to have Lynn here. I know you're probably getting phone calls about this conversation. You know,
I just had to silence one, but I'll get back to her.
but I want you guys to know that this is an opportunity for each and every one of you to show your love, care, concern, and support. And when you do, I have to always say this: you may purchase the publication and/or publications, plural, not singular. You may purchase them through Amazon. If you do, make sure you leave a review. It is so important for you to leave a review. Let the author know, let me know, let Amazon know, let people know that you appreciate what this young lady is doing, what she's placing out there to the eyes and ears of the people, making it available to whomever wants to pick up. And we encourage you, show your love. Stop by. I had somebody tell me yesterday, Lynn, that wow, you have quite a few publications on your broadcast network. I said,
Yeah,
yeah. I said, but Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and so on, they have millions
millions,
of
right?
books
Hmm.
on their site, and it doesn't stop you from placing your book there.
Hmm.
As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, you can place your book on our site, and I'm not going to take a percentage. uh,
Right.
but I'm not an Amazon, I'm not a Barnes and Noble, and so on. I'm not a Kindle, but I do like to make it very obvious that I love assisting people in placing their publication out there so it can
Yes.
get noticed from the eyes and ears of the people. Lynn, I know
Right.
that you have given us your email address. I know that you have talked about not one, not two, but three of your publications: Alicia's Song, It Should
Mhm.
Have Been You, and of course, While I Dance. Um, Let me ask you this:
Yes.
what's next for Lynn Slaughter?
Well, that's an interesting question. I actually have another novel coming out in, I think, the summer of this coming year, 2022. And it is another coming of age romantic mystery. It has a dark name. It's called Deadly Setup. And it's actually about a young woman who goes on trial for the murder of her mother's fiance. And she didn't do it, but she has been set up. And the story is all about what happened to this young woman. And of course, there's a little romance in there, and I think it's a pretty good story. So I'm excited about that coming out in the summer.
Wow. That's a very good concept. A woman
Hmm.
goes on that. That sounds like a movie.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean,
I know.
hint for anyone that's listening in movie production. Hint. You see,
Yes, right,
you
right,
know,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
say that out loud, but hint. And Lynn, I've been inspired to put a book. I don't want to say I don't want to say on the back burner or in the back of my mind, but
Hmm.
as a pastor,
Yes.
I've faced some very serious challenges,
Hmm. Yeah.
openly, and behind closed doors.
Yes.
I won't get into it, but
Hmm.
if I revealed some of the things that I used to do back in the day as a pastor,
Yes.
I
Hmm.
I would really lose my pastoralship.
Hmm.
So it led me to think about a concept that I think every pastor can relate to. Every pastor in the world.
Hmm.
And that concept is I want to write a book. I want to write a novel. I want to release information. And the title of it, Lynn, is going to be Confessions of a Pastor.
Oh, nice. It's a nice title. Yeah. Yeah, that
Confess
sounds good.
well, it's serious, number one.
Right. Right. It is.
It requires the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a truth that a lot of pastors can't handle and or reveal about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm being led because you inspire me. You know, this young lady inspires me. And I'm thinking about releasing that, and I might call you for your help, Lynn. I might
Okay.
call you since you're writing books now that
Yeah.
need
Hey.
that should be considered movie scripts.
Mm-hmm.
I have to call you, but Lynn, we thank you for being here today. Of course, we want everyone, and I mean everyone, to pay close attention and show their love, care, concern, and support for Lynn Slaughter, one of our fantabulous featured authors here on the GMAP Broadcast Network. We're so grateful. Like I said before, it started off with Lisa's song. It
Mm-hmm.
went to It Should Have Been You, and we're following everything up with While I Danced. Uh, I just can't thank you enough for being here and sharing who you are and what you're doing. Now, next week, we're going to start getting more in detail about each
Mm-hmm.
area of these publications. We're going to talk about, I believe we're going to kick things off with Lisa's song.
Right.
And we're going
Right.
to, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk more in detail about the content of
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's song and the concept of why it was written. And
Mm-hmm.
you will get more intimate information and details about the publication that will influence and or encourage you even more to want to read it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Lynn, we look forward to that. We look forward to having you back here on GMAP. I'm going to move over and I'm going to allow you to tell us, before we let you go, everything, or tell us exactly what your heart says. I'm
Mm-hmm.
moving over and I'm going to say, Lynn Slaughter, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Kevin. It's been an honor to be with you and to be one of your featured authors. And I'm very, very grateful. And so that's very much in my heart. I am very grateful for my family. I'm out here in California visiting my very beloved sisters and my brother in law. And of course, I'm very grateful for my husband, who's my encourager in chief. And I am just really thankful to have a lot of love in my life, both to give and receive. And I'm very, very grateful and blessed to have work that I truly love and believe in. So my heart today is very full of love and gratitude. And thank you again for having me.
And I thank you for
Mm.
accepting the invitation to have you to be here and to be a part of our broadcast network family. I'm grateful to as well because when you can do something that you truly love to do, you know,
Yes,
it it all of a sudden doesn't become work.
right.
But it's not a hobby. It's just
No.
fun. I started this thing 18 years ago, but people don't know prior to this starting 18 years ago, I was doing the exact same thing 10 years prior to that.
My
Uh,
goodness.
I
Wow.
I
Hmm.
I started my disc jockey career back when I was 18 years old.
Oh my
And
goodness. Wow.
yeah, I used to watch my big brother down
Hmm.
and back in the day we used to have little parties in the basement. And
Uh,
he was the DJ. And
yeah.
I used to sneak down at night because I'm just a baby. I used to sneak down there, but I used to sneak down there not to be a part of the party. I used to
Hmm.
sneak down there to watch him.
Right.
And I would
Right.
I would
Hmm.
put my I would put my little hands on my cheek and my elbows on my knees, and I would sit there and watch him for hours, and I would say, "Wow." And I
Yeah.
tell you, once I became of age to be able to do what he was doing,
Hmm.
my disc jockey career took flight.
Yeah.
It went from being a disc jockey to radio, from radio to what I'm doing today. And I thank God for it. I thank God for people like yourself. And I look forward to what you are going to have to share with our viewers and listeners around the world next week, right here
All right.
on the GMAP Broadcast Network. So until then, Lynn, you have a fantabulous day being a fantabulous author on this fantabulous network.
There you
We
go.
thank God. We thank God for you. Hey, I didn't trademark that word, so you can use it. You
All right. I
can.
love it. Love it. Okay.
uh,
Thank you. I think it's a great word.
oh my god, I'm gonna have to put that one in the dictionary. Webster, look out! I'm coming. All
All
right,
right.
Lynn, you have a great day. We look forward to seeing you next week. Tell
Thank you.
everyone I said hello. Enjoy your time in California. I'm a bit jealous. It's getting cold here.
Yeah.
But and here you dipped out and went to California, so
Yeah.
we know it's some nice weather there. You have a great day. We appreciate you being here, and we look forward to talking to you again next week. Okay?
Thank you, Kevin.
God
Okay.
God
All
bless.
right.
Bye bye.
God bless. Bye bye.